if you've had a show on as long as I've had, or as many people sort of come and go and volunteer their time, or in some cases actually work for you, it is inevitable that you have to make these announcements. I've already had to make a few already. By far, this is the most personal one that's hit the Shot from the Point team. The Shot from the Point team has had a death in the family. Some of you might already know on Twitter that Tim Huffman, Jeff Huffman's father, has passed away after a long battle with cancer. I don't think it is appropriate, nor do I feel like having a typical Shot from the Point show today, just by virtue as I simply don't feel like joking around. We will be back, however, and Jeff will be back too. That is a guarantee. But now is a time for mourning and not for a time for laughter. When I first met Tim, it was clear that he was my kind of guy. I was a bit worried to talk to him. I didn't know how he felt about his young son hanging around of obnoxious middle-aged ex-soldiers like Dave and myself, but he seemed to be all for it, and it quickly became apparent to me that maybe Tim and I had shared some experiences. Tim was originally from Arkansas, and he suggested that he had a bit of a wild upbringing. It took a girl to actually get him to straighten out, and of course, that relationship spawned Jeff and his younger brother. Another thing I liked about Tim is he was very candid about his views on life, and also very candid about the tragedies and the struggles that he faced. Tim faced one of the most difficult things that any family can forego. Tim was a single parent, and that is because his wife passed less than a decade ago. Jeff has lost both of his parents before he's turned 30, and that is a tragedy that I can't really find the words for that. But what he told me was, and is pretty much the same way he handled his own death, and the way he handled life is much the way I like to think that I could if I was in his situation. Onward and forward. Life couldn't throw too much at Tim that he couldn't handle. For the last year, and speaking to him just 2 weeks ago, there was never any quit. There was no such thing. People were telling him to quit. The doctors told him it was over. I can clearly remember talking to him not too long ago, and pretty much the crux was the conversation was, keep going. Keep going. For my boys. He said it several times during the phone call. Just a few more months. I think that is an incredible testament to the human spirit. To be in so much pain and suffer so much, and to only think about your loved ones, your children, your friends, your family. It says a lot about who he was. It says a lot about what we should aspire to. Tim was actually a really big fan of this podcast. I don't say that, I'm not blowing smoke. Whenever we had, even going back to the hockey days, like a interaction with the reporter, or we got somebody or made somebody look foolish, and do we normally do over here, Tim was always rooting us on. And when things turned turbulent, Tim was always the first guy to be supportive, like when Baited broke up, or maybe I did something stupid. Onward and forward was always the theme of those conversations, now that I think of it. And I'm really glad that I had that, and I'll always remember that if times get turbulent again. As you can see here, our team has a lot to take in, and even though Tim probably wouldn't want it, we are going to take today off. I need a day to rest and think about it and do my own set of mourning, as well as the other members, and certainly Jeff as well. So I just wanted to let you know that we have Jeff Huffman, who I was actually thinking about the other day, has only missed under 5 shows that he was assigned to since 2014. It's dedication. It's taking responsibility. And That was instilled by his father, clearly. So give us some time. We will be back. We will laugh again. Tim would be very upset with me if we didn't push forward and we didn't laugh again. Because that's who he was. That's what he was about. A very selfless man. Thank you for hearing us out.